Now greetings to the world, voice of the one.
Thanks for sticking around to STV News. Well, wedding season is almost upon us. And for those of you wondering, the peak periods are June, July, and August. Well, just in the nick of time, just to provide you with some much-needed tips and ideas for those planning the big day, is the 2013 edition of the Trinidad Weddings magazine, or Wedzine. I think that's how they pronounce it. Founded by editor Simone Sanguran and produced by TrinidadWeddings.com, I'm going to call them TW from now on. The annual glossy format TW Wedding magazine will be released in a few days and has already generated a buzz in terms of pre-orders. The latest iteration of the magazine was launched this past week at the Jaffa restaurant, Queen's Park Oval. And by all accounts, the 2013 version of this publication is said to be more than a mere coffee table fixture, but will serve as an official guide to all things wedding, which places a unique perspective of the industry in a true Caribbean context. Now, the forthcoming installment, which is the 5th in the series, is a collector's item and will feature everything from coverage of international fashion weeks, runway shows, and the latest trends in makeup, bridal hair and veil styles, to views on top TNT honeymoon spots, as well as profiles on national wedding industry specialists. The TW Wedzine will be sold at several retail outlets throughout Trinidad and Tobago. It will also be available online, purchase via www.trinidadweddings.com. Tanya and Sunel Rowley, the daughters of opposition leader Keith Rowley, recently held their first art exhibit at the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago at Federation Park. Now, although we say first, it was their first at the Art Society, but their second exhibit since 2008, which took place at Horizons Art Gallery. Tanya and Sunel have been painting since their days at Bishop's Anstey Girls High School. Both have participated in the Women in Art Biennial competition, winning awards for Best Landscape, Seascape, Graphics, Still Life, and Portraits. The sisters also exhibited in the 2012 Women in Art Annual Show. Tanya, 26, is a lawyer, while Sunel, 24, is studying a PhD in educational psychology at Fordham University. Tanya said the art keeps them balanced and grounded.
In this exhibition, actually we experimented further than our usual acrylics, which is really our medium of choice. But we've actually branched off and you find a bit of oil peppering the exhibition. Not much, but we've made a forage into the area of oil, of using oils. Well, my sister would actually paint. She has less pieces than I do because she's actually away doing a PhD. So she would paint when she would come home on vacation and so forth. I would paint after work when I do have the time, if I'm not reading a case or so forth. Instead of watching TV to relax, I would paint. So that's how I get it done. I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't say I confine myself to any particular style. What I will say is I am influenced by our landscape and culture, and I would use that in my pieces. But other than that, I don't like to think of myself as being confined in any way. I just experiment. I go as broadly as I can within the remit of my materials that I'm using, whether it be acrylic or oil or so forth, and yeah. We've always been surrounded by our daddy is actually an avid art collector. We have like a mini gallery in our house. Every inch of wall space is covered with art, so he is really into art and so forth. So I guess in that sense, in being surrounded by art from a really young age, and then naturally, thankfully being blessed with the talent to be able to we just over the years, I guess, honed our abilities. And yeah, they would encourage us. They would buy. We wanted to experiment. So we get anything from color pencils to paint. I see a new product on the market. I want it. I want to try it out. May not be successful, but you know, yeah, that's how we grew. I'm attached to all my pieces, but I mean, I have those that are probably a little closer to my heart, which would be my Parlor 2 Baby, which is a beach scene, my Gangadara, which is another landscape scene with water. Mostly the ones that you find, which you will find a water or some element of reflection and so forth, those will tend to be my favorites.
Now over to some Sound Clash news. Well, it was billed as the real deal, while many left debating who the real winner was. Real Deal 2013 was entertaining, to say the least. The event at O2 Park Chagaramas featured internationally acclaimed Jamaican sound systems Bass Odyssey and Kilimanjaro, who faced off for the first time in 16 years. The event was presented by Titan VCD, who has been producing Sound Clash events since 2009. The last time these two sound systems battled one-on-one was in 1997 when there was a fight between the supporters of each sound system. At Sunday's event, however, the sound systems battled in 4 rounds with Kilimanjaro taking 1 and 2, Bass Odyssey mashing up 3 and 4. In the Tune for Tune round, which was supposed to be the tiebreaker and judged by the audience, this also ended in a draw 5-5. So let's take in some of the action.
Where we were supposed to be now.
Well, it was an entertaining night by all. Just glad to hear that there were no reports of any fights in the crowd or on stage. Antics may have other things to say, but I guess he'll have to add that tomorrow if he joins us right here on STV News. And you know what? We're going to take a commercial break and meet up after these messages.